So before DNRS, I could not see an end to my crazy situation. And I'm happy to say that it's totally behind me now. I'm, I can say I'm really glad I kept up the practice, even if it meant blind faith at times, because now I'm living my life again. I'm living life to the fullest. So when I was at my worst, I was sensitive to absolutely everything. And I only had a few limited foods that I could eat. So I had a myriad of symptoms, including vomiting, swelling of my tongue and throat, itchy mouth and back of throat. I had dry lips and ulcers. I experienced extreme fatigue, pain, and cold and flu symptoms. So I'd be in bed for days. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I had difficulty regulating my blood sugars. Um, I was reactive to absolutely everything. So I was in a permanent state of anxiety and fear. I couldn't sit still or sleep, and my heart was constantly racing. So I was really scared, and it was the worst time of my life. I was constantly tired but wired, and I didn't know why. And my energy was really limited, so I'd have to calculate absolutely everything that I did. And because I wasn't sleeping, I couldn't drive, and I had to ask my friends and family to come and help look after my children, or take them out. And Mark had to stay home, take time off work to do everything. So life was pretty grim. I lost a lot of weight and kept losing weight. I was having trouble finding enough food to eat that I didn't react to. And I was low and depressed and was truly worried about what kind of life I could offer my children. I couldn't take my daughter to sports or socialize, go out, do fun family activities. And even at home, I couldn't do much. I was always stressed and exhausted, a bit like a bad dream, and with no way to wake up. I never imagined that something like this would happen to me, and I didn't even know it existed. It was totally unfathomable, and I felt like I had gone crazy. And I didn't know how to explain it to friends and family, so I kept it mostly to myself as much as I could. I tried many doctors, functional medicine practitioners, integrated GPs, nutritionists, dietitians, naturopaths, and I tried a lot of restrictive diets, different diets, and healing protocols. And I was told by many doctors that I was the most sensitive they had never seen, and they didn't really know what to do with. So I discovered DNRS on a web search. I found a website of someone who'd recovered using DNRS, and straight away it made sense. It made sense to me. The idea of the brain being involved totally clicked, and it explained the missing pieces to my puzzle. So a lot of what I had already been told by doctors didn't make sense to me. It did not align with my experience, how I was experiencing illness. And I'd also worked as a humor therapist for many years and had witnessed myself the power of the brain and emotions in healing. And there was a big part of me that believed it would work. There was a big part of me that like totally got it and it clicked. I started the program straight away. I had to wear earplugs at first because I was so sensitive to sound. But I slowly worked my way through it. And it took me a while to grasp the information, but I slowly built on the practice and followed the program and worked through the incremental training bit by bit. And I went very slowly because I was highly reactive. But it turned out that it was effective to do this because that slow and steady pace of practice and progress led to my miracle of recovery. Yay! In the beginning, it created a lot of hope, and I noticed my cognition and my mood improved slowly, and my friends and family began to see the old me coming back. I remember talking to my coach in absolute admiration, wondering, and I couldn't understand how she went from being like me to being recovered. And it seemed like a complete miracle. And I didn't really get it. It seemed so elusive, but I didn't have other options. So I just kept going and I just trusted it. At the same time, I could see my son recovering from the same food sensitivities and symptoms. And this really motivated me and deepened my trust in the program because I could see him progressing. I had a DNRS coach, which was great. She could see what I couldn't see, and she had the experience and knew what she was looking at. It saved me so much time and mental load and stress, and it kept me committed, accountable, and it just was such a relief to have somebody there to hold my hand. And she had my back. I used the forum. I loved the forum. It helped me deepen my understanding of neuroplasticity, of the program, and I made friendships and I followed other people's progress, which was really inspiring. I was able to learn from people who had gone before me, who were much further in their recovery than I was. So it was great support and great inspiration. Looking at photos of people eating pizza and chocolate cake, people who were like me, who couldn't eat anything, who were actually had food freedom. So it was a great motivation, and it was really inspiring. I'm living my life again. I'm living life to the fullest. I can go anywhere I want. I do what I want. I can live the family life that I want. And I live life with so much gratitude now, so much gratitude and inspiration. And I feel truly blessed to have found DNRS and to have had the experience that I've had. I recently traveled to Bali to train in yoga and meditation and mind coaching. And I got to experience all the exotic smells, go to the markets, taste the foods, eat out in cafes and restaurants, listen to live music, watch performances. I did fine with every single challenge that international travel poses. So I just had a fabulous time. And I could go again tomorrow. So what I would share with other people that it doesn't matter if you don't understand it fully, or even if you don't buy in, if you're not sure, because you've never experienced before, you're not going to be able to understand it. And that's okay. Trusting in the program and just doing the daily practice is what works. I know for myself, there were many times where I didn't get it, but I kept going. I really didn't have a choice. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I just kept showing up. So that's my bit of advice. Just keep going and allow the program to hold you. So I can say that if you want your life back, give DNRS a go, give it a try. You're worth it. It has worked for so many people. Just be held by the program and have patience, and it will change your life.